Fear. Alright, so this is something, I guess we all have fears as part of being human, right? So, when fears show up, it's part of being human. We get fearful of things that actually, if you put it on a piece of paper, literally don't make any sense of why to be fearful for that. And to really break down fear is just a future-based event that we create in our heads, right? And thinking that by creating this future-based event in our heads that we're going to have, when that thing does show up, it's going to have less of a blow. It's like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. But in reality is, those same emotions still come up just as hard as you would if you knew it was going to happen or if you knew it weren't going to happen. And we live in this, generally live in this fear-based world because you got negativity bias, which this is a safety thing that humans have created over time, which has been very powerful, but it's not really serving us as much anymore in today's society. And so we live in this constant fear of thinking of this event that's going to happen, but it doesn't necessarily always happen, or it's not going to lower the blow of the emotions that show up. So it's like taking that step back when this fear does show back, and it's like, is this actually going to happen? And calculate it. And sometimes you can have what's another really good thing for help with fear is exposure therapy. And I know you can't do that with everything, but then it's taking that step back and realizing that fear is a construct you've created in your own head. So you really let that sink in that the fear that you create is a construct you created in your head. So with this video, I want you to think about that when next time a fear shows up. It's like taking that step back and being like, okay, this is something I've created in my head. And I'm like, is there any evidence in front of me right now that's going to happen? And it's like, yes or no. It's like, no. And then take those couple of deep breaths in and, retrain realign the central nervous system, and then just realize it's all in your head. But yeah. So most fears, pretty much all fears, is a future construct we create in our heads.